really bad here. Okay, so the next video is finally gonna drop. In religion, it's an hour and 10 minutes long. All right, based on the poll, you're all set. Well, most of you wanted it all in one shot, so it's gonna be put in one shot. Now, again, we can't stress this enough. The video is about the Bible. We all believe in God. You all should believe in God. But we just wanted to give you a different take on how you should think about the Bible. Okay? There's no right and wrong in anything. Okay? At the end of the day, when we all pass away, that's it. We get judged and that's it. Right? It's all about, at the end, what type of life you want to live. Because even, let's say if there was a concrete proof that there's no higher being, the Bible's gone, you should always want to strive to be better and always strive to do the right thing by others. That is, you should have that inside you. A Bible should not be telling you that this is how you should behave. God should not be telling you that is how you should behave. That's how you should want to behave. Because if you're behaving that way because the Bible or God is telling you to behave that way, that's it. You're failed. There's no room for you in heaven. Because you're doing it because someone else is telling you to do it, when you should be doing it for yourself. So if you're doing it because the Bible is saying to do it, there's a problem. And that's why in the video, I clearly stated that the Bible is about guidance, but it's not an instruction book. It is not an instruction book. So just remember that, because you push all that aside, you should still want to be good and helping others and doing the right thing and growing as one. So if you need a higher being, or if you need a book to tell you this, you need to do a lot of self-evaluation, because there's something terribly wrong with you. Okay? Just remember that. So anyway, now we want to bring up one thing for Rick Rude, because this is our last video. Because that's it. It's time to do a lot of shopping and preparing, and it's a big trip. So anyway, Rick, you saw the video with Salty. They all don't give a fuck about you. But I want you to notice something in regards to Paul. See, when they all thought you were dead, a little bit of truth started to come out, because they all thought you passed on. So we want you to listen to this, okay? And then you tell me where you think Paul lands in regards to you.
And that nobody, including his own fucking family members, could be bothered to go to the hospital and show the man support for what he was about to do. Cut off his dirty, nasty leg. You know what I mean?
You know, there was obviously a problem with his family. I don't know if they had a problem with him and weren't there to support him because they just didn't care, or his family's a piece of shit, but there's a problem. His daughters having their own lives doesn't excuse being MIA if it's just because they have their own lives. Now, if there's some other...
So, let's interrupt it there. As you can hear, right? Basically, Paul was trying to make the argument that no one knows what's going on with your family. And by the way, we stuck up for you, and we did a video showing people that people did visit you. But anyway, aside from that, Paul was trying to make the argument that we don't know. But it's still fucked up that your family didn't come to visit you. When they did, right? He was really your friend. He would have saw the video and saw that people did visit you. But he's saying that your family is fucked up. Then Shitstain goes and says, well, if you've been MIA and you fucked with, you're a fucked up father, then, wouldn't that be a reason why? And then what did Paul say? Yeah, that's true. Okay? So, keep that in mind.
Issue, that's different.
Hang on, I'm going to have to disagree with you respectfully and say that if you were a piece of shit father all those years your daughters were growing up, don't you believe that it would take an effect on his daughters in their adult life?
Absolutely.
Well, maybe that's the reason why then they didn't show up in his time of need, because he was a piece of fucking shit for a father and he mistreated his kids.
Now that's possible. And, there could have been abuse. There could have been just, MIA dad.
Now, stopping you right there. There could have been abuse or MIA dad. There could have been abuse. So are you abusing your children, your daughter? Or you were just an MIA dad? That could be a possibility why no one visited you. He stated this. No one said anything about abuse. Salty just said that you were just MIA, you were a fucked up dad. But he said, interestingly, that there may have been abuse. You can take it however you want to take it. We're letting you hear it, okay? And you can make your own decision. Move on.
As far as we know, he could have been raping his kids like the allegation against fucking David.
Well,
Maybe
now, come on, take it easy. You don't know.
we don't know anything about Rick Rude. He
Right,
put on
right.
Right there, you could have been like David, molesting. Paul goes, I don't know. What do you mean? We don't know. Come on. No, is it a yes or no? And then Salty goes, well, we don't know, Rick. And then Paul goes, yeah, you're right. We don't know. Which means that yes, you could have possibly molested your fucking kids. So you got abuse. Your family don't give a shit about you. And you may have possibly been like David. Who knows, right? Remember, they saying this, they think you're done. You're done. But I know you're upset that Huck said that you were still alive. So I know about that. But let's stick with the people that wanted you dead. Okay, move on.
Supposedly, from what I heard over in another live stream, his foot is messed up, but he can't come home because they want him to stay in a nursing home for a while.
He could have gotten staff, a number of things. But
yeah,
that would seem weird that would interfere with his desire up till then to broadcast from the hospital and stuff.
Now, right there, we jumped ahead. That was a piece of the conversation where they were stating where Tammy started to talk about you being in a nursing home that he heard in another live and blah 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 blah, and that's why you could not communicate or do lives. Then Paul interjected and said that well, that doesn't make any sense that you're in a home because why you were not doing any lives, right? So now we're gonna continue.
Well, if you're in a nursing home, you might be banned from doing that, and they sure in the hell would not put up with. They sure in the hell would not put up with Rick Rude and the way he acts on the internet.
That very well could be. I mean, if he's in a shared room with another patient, and there's privacy rights there, as far as the other person goes, yeah, you're possibly onto something there.
So you see, dealing with privacy and blah 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 blah. Okay, now he thinks maybe Tammy has something there. Maybe there's some legitimacy to you being in a home and not being able to live stream from a home. Skipping ahead.
Look, it's my opinion that Rick was always the type of guy that beat women based on his behavior on the internet. Talking about beating the fuck out of women, going after Nuck and Fuss and Jessica for a week, calling them up, saying he was going to have them raped and everything else. He's not playing a role. This is who he really is.
That I agree with. I can totally agree with you on that, Salty.
So even can I will agree insofar as he is a verbal bully for sure. That exercises verbal violence against women. For sure, 100%.
So there you go. Paul says he even adding. See how he's adding before he added the abuse? Nobody said anything about abuse. And here he's adding that you use your verbal violence toward women, especially. He totally agrees with it. He totally agrees with it. So now, people hear this and what are they going to think? That you're abusive, right? You like to threaten, abuse women. Your family don't give two shits about you. And possibly it's because you were either a fucked up father, a MIA father, as he stated, or abusive. And he lent to the idea that maybe you could have been like David because no one knows who you are. So yeah, that's a possibility. So this is what we were telling you about him being a snake. And this is what he does. He goes around and he sends out mixed messages. But it doesn't benefit you that these mixed messages are saying that you possibly were molesting your kid, abusing your kid, you were MIA, okay? And for sure he agrees with that you use verbal violence against women. Not men, women. That he is definitely sure of. So this is who you are. This is what he's telling other people. So at the end, let's erase everything. Let's go with what he stated as a fact. That you use verbal violence against women. That is who you are. And that's not everybody's going to see you as. A woman abuser. So if you're capable of using verbal abuse against women, then did you do that with your daughters? Did you do that with your wife? Did you do that with anyone else? Is that why your family didn't come? I mean, if someone is capable of what he's stating you are, then everything that was said beforehand is possible based on his assumption on who you are. in your behaviors. That is Paul. That is the real Paul, the snake that we told all of you about. And this is what he always does. He goes on, and then he'll go on to your thing, and then he'll say something different, and then he'll go offline, and they'll go into private, and trust this, they talking shit about you. Alright? But that's Paul, right? I'm just letting you know, this is the snake that everyone thinks that you'll think, that he says that he's innocent, he's not. He's not. You gotta pay attention. He's a fucking snake. So anyway, now, lastly, we had a video we're gonna come out on this in regards to Lady Di. Oh my god, your people are just amazing. Okay, Lady Di. We're not here to state whether she was a cop, not a cop, whether she could arrest someone or not arrest someone. We're here to point out some obvious that all you're stating, which is wrong. Okay? Now, if it shows right here, you can see that she has been licensed in regards to radio. She has had HA, HV, okay? And you go down to amateur, extra, group D, advanced. Now, here's what we're gonna say, because we can keep going on. Even the patch is what she showed is official. There is a patch out there, and her badge. We can't show it. She hasn't given us permission to show it, so we're not gonna show it. But anyway, besides all that, let's stick with the licensing. Why would she get a license for radio dispatching just to get it? I mean, why? Like, why would someone do that? So now that you see that she has gotten a license in regards to radio dispatching and all that, then you have to look at it and go, okay, maybe she's telling the truth. Maybe there is some truth to what she's stating. To what degree, we don't know. But the fact of the matter is that there is a foundation. Y'all have none. And let me ask all of you, where are all of your credentials? How many of you have a license in anything? Or a degree in anything? A credible job? Why are you so hard on Diana history? Is it because you all feel embarrassed? Do you feel inferior to her because she held this position? She has had a license. No one gets a license just to get it. You get it for a reason. I mean, it's as simple as that. Again, we're not going to dispute to what degree, because no one knows. But let me just say this. The Rick Crude and all of you. Let's go with Rick Crude's logic. Rick Crude states that because he could not find what she is stating, she is lying. So if you're going to use that logic, Salty claims that Rick Crude is a molester. So, and then Rick Crude goes, no, I am not a molester. I never molested a child at all. So, Rick, when we looked through the internet, we did not find anything about you not being a fucking molester. So, does that mean, since we did not find proof that you were not what you stated, does that mean you are? Does that mean that we have to now leave the opportunity that since there's nothing out there in regards to you not being a molester, that's it, you are one? Like, I mean, listen to me, people. The burden of proof lies within all of you. If someone makes a claim and states, I am this, they don't have to prove shit to you. Now, if you want to prove them wrong, you have to find something to prove them wrong. Let me say that again. You have to find something to prove them wrong directly. But the absence of finding something does not mean you're right. It does not make the other person wrong just because you could not find it. And that's why we put the analogy in. Just because you don't find something doesn't make any statement true or false. But right now, her foundation is, yes, she has gotten a license, a radio license, which is a prerequisite for you to be in hazmat and inside the police station working. So you need that. So now see how it starts to lean away, then maybe she has some capacity. But again, we don't know how high or how far. But the fact of the matter is that she did. Now look within yourself. What do you have? All of you. What do you have that you can put out there that you got a license? I mean, it's like, what is this? You're trying to attach something to something that you shouldn't be attaching, because if you look at yourselves, you don't have anything. Nothing at all. So she has something. And now see, she can build on that. But what can you build on? And again, the burden of proof is with all of you. So if you're stating that she is not something, you need to produce something. Produce. Now, if you could not find anything, then guess what? Her claim stays factual because you could not prove it wrong. You can't say because I didn't find something. That's not how it works. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you people? So, at the end, there you go. Diana has a license. In radio. HA, HV, amateur extra, advanced, group D. Take whatever you want to take from it. But at the end, even if this was like nothing, an amateur, whatever, she still got a license, didn't she? And why? Why would you get that license? Just to do what? Just what? I don't understand why do I need to get a license? Right? So, she got a license. That gives credibility to the hazmat. That gives credibility to her stating that she has certain phone call privileges that other people didn't have because she had the qualification and the license to do so. So she can use the radio, do certain things. So I don't understand where this is going. What is your end goal? Because all you did was prove yourselves wrong. And Rick, you calling the police station and on a 911 call, you have committed defamation because you stated for a fact that she bought that tag illegally. How do you come to that? Do you have any receipts or anything stating that she bought that illegally? You're telling the police that what she did was illegal, that she is falsifying, and you have no proof. All you have is assumptions, but assumptions doesn't make it factual. It just makes it defamatory. So you defamed her, and it's recorded on the fucking police radio. What the hell is wrong with you people? You know what it is? Because you're all, listen, that's because of all of you. You're all of you. Either you're naive or you're not knowledgeable or whatever the case may be. But we're here to teach you all what to do with tyrants, okay? And they depend on you being naive. They depend on you being scared so you do not act. But look at what they're doing. They are actually documenting their illegal activities. And they're giving it to you in a plate. And you don't see it. You're just like, oh my God. I bet you Diana's like, oh, I'm going to police. I don't want to get in trouble. Blah, 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 blah. No, you got him. He defamed you on a fucking... You cannot get any better than that. On a phone call, he defamed you. Lied. Straight up. And on top of that, if you was to sequester that fucking phone call for the defamatory case, you know what else you have? Him calling them a pig. Calling them whatever. You know he was cursing at them in the beginning?
Or file a police report. Please say officer or file a police report.
Officer?
I didn't recognize your request. To speak with an officer...
A goddamn pig! I want to talk to a pig, lady. An officer.
I still didn't recognize that.
Officer!
I still didn't recognize what you said. To speak with an officer or file a police report, please say officer.
Officer!
I still didn't recognize what
What
you
the
said.
fuck, you motherfucker? You can't speak English, you stupid goddamn pig motherfucker?
Guess what, Rick? 911 calls are recorded once it connects. Before the dispatcher answers. Before anything. It automatically starts recording once it answers. That's it. So they got you saying all those things. And now you have another person that could fucking sequester that. And then they're going to hear what you said about them. You can't make this shit up. You can't. I mean, it writes itself. I mean, people, listen. They're handing it to you in a platter. And that is why we're here. To show it to you, to give it to you, for you to use it. Because they're not expecting for you all to think about that. You're too busy thinking about them hurting you and embarrassing you. And that's why you're not thinking of these things. So we're here to give it to you. We're here to cut out and show you what they did. So you can use it against them. They handed that to us in a platter. And we're handing it back. And for all of you that are aware, they handed you a platter as well. But we're here to share everything they say and do. I mean, you don't see what we do? Come on. I don't know what's wrong with your people, but listen. Rick, I don't know what's your issue, but you're focusing on the wrong people. There's people that are out there that want you dead. They're really dragging you down. They got pictures of fucking Tonic eating your foot, with all rotten, and you going after this lady? It's like mind-boggling. You going after this lady that she could possibly do what she's claiming. But people that are porn bombing, harassing, using racial slurs, wishing you dead, wanting you fucking dead, laughing at you, calling you a verbal, violent person against women, calling you a fucking pedophile, those people you leave alone. But for Diane, forget it. Huck, how dare she say I was in a home. But all these other people, you leave alone. Why? Is it what Paul state true? That you only go after women?
I will agree insofar as he is a verbal bully for sure. That exercises verbal violence against women. For sure, 100%.
Because that's what Paul said. That's his assumption there. He's saying that he knows for a fact that you use verbal violence against women. And it seems like the people that you're targeting are women. I mean, that's it. So maybe he's right. You're demonstrating it. Because everyone else is doing far worse than what they're doing to you. Far worse. But you don't touch them. But the female, yeah, let me go after them. First of all, her job, how does that harm anyone? How many of you lie on a constant basis? You gonna hold someone else because they may be lying? Come on, man. What the fuck is wrong with your people? Listen, we giving a lot in this fucking video for all of you to hatch on to. But I'm just telling y'all this right now. We are paying attention. And if we find something, we're gonna highlight it, bring it out. Wherever it falls, it falls. But it's not gonna fall in a lot of your favors because you're pushing the limit. And we are not educating people, and they are getting emboldened. They're getting emboldened. I'm telling y'all, you're gonna get caught. And we're gonna be right there, spearheading it all. Keep talking. You give us what we need. And we're gonna give them what they need to go after you. That's it. So you can keep speaking and talking. We need you to talk. But you see what we just did here? You see what Bird did? You see what Rick did? You see what Tonic did? You see what Stefano did? You see what DeLon did? They're telling on themselves. And we gotta record it. And we're sharing it with everyone. We got the videos here. We're telling you. We're giving you the ammunition. It's time to fucking cock the gun. It's time to go. Take these bitches down. I don't understand your people, man. You are fucking lucky. All of you pieces of shit are lucky you don't know who we are. I'm telling you, you have no idea. You just don't. I'm not even going to go further than that. You will not be on the internet. I can tell you that much right now. For whatever reason, you will not be on the internet. That's it. That's what we're going to say. So you should pray, get on your fucking knees right now, bitches, and say thank you. Listen. So, there you go. Diana, listen. Do you. Fuck them. You have something at least. What do they have? Right? Paul, Rick, there goes your snake. The one you depend on. They will turn on you. They will turn on you with a quickness. All you have to do is fuck up once. With all of you. And that's the problem with all of you. Rick had a problem with Funky Monkey. And look it, now it's together. He had a problem with Salty and Paul one time, and look at them together. He had a problem with Teresa. They were together, not together, not together. He was cool with Diana, then he was cool with Huck, and then not Huck. That's all they do is they on and off. So at any moment when they go off, you are fucked because they have gotten what they needed from you to fuck you. Remember that. They all gathering. Rick and all them, y'all all can see that you're all being recorded. You're recording each other. And then you get upset when it's put out there. Why are you recording your friend? Why would you record your friend? Because you know later on that friend of yours is not going to be a friend later on. So you fucking data mine it and you just stash it. You stash it to the side until when you need it. Because you know you're going to need it. So that says a lot about how you feel about each other. That you have to fucking document and copy everything each other. So we giving you a lot. So now it's time for us to go and get ready. And that's it. Our videos are done. The next one is going to be the religion one. Watch it if you want to. It's over an hour and 10 minutes or so. And take whatever you want to take from it. Say whatever you want to say about it to us. We don't give a shit because we are vacay. So that's it, people. Take care. And as always, be good to one another. Help one another. Love one another. Fuck up, true.
United we stand, and united Tyrants will fall. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure.